All right, you just got to look at this Elon Musk meme. We're going to put it right up here. Here it comes. Come on. Boom. All right. They said I couldn't buy, go ahead, roll the tape. They said couldn't buy Twitter, and they wouldn't disclose bot info. Now they want to force me to buy Twitter in court. Now they have to disclose bot info in court. In other words, first they said no. Now they're hauling them off to court to say yes. This is an unbelievable story. We've got DeRoy Murdoch, senior fellow at the London Center for Policy Research, Fox News contributor, and Liz Peek, syndicated columnist, and also Fox News contributor. Liz Peek, I know you're intimately acquainted with this Twitter story. First of all, how fabulous was that meme? And actually, how true is that meme?
Well, I think that's really the thing. It really kind of encapsulates all that has gone on. I mean, what is Twitter's position here? No, we will not divulge the information that is absolutely at the core of our business model, absolutely essential for valuing the company, which obviously Elon Musk has to do in order to make this deal work, and also incredibly important to advertisers. I mean, this is like lying about how many viewers you have at Fox News. You don't get away with that. So I really think Twitter's in a very difficult position here. And, you know, Elon Musk is laughing all the way to fill in the sentence. I'm not sure.
Someplace.
Yeah, someplace. I know.
Hang on one sec, DeRoy. Would anybody else buy Twitter? Just asking.
Well, no one has stepped up.
Right.
That's for sure. Right.
The business model is terrible as long as they keep lying through their teeth about how many users they have.
Yeah, and you really need to read the letter that Musk's attorney sent to the company. It was all very sensible. I mean, I want the inside information that the board gets about bots. I want to know what the business model says about bots. I mean, this is not like, you know, I want you to divulge your secrets in the town square. No, I need to know that information. And I think the company looks very fragile here, honestly, because if they don't go ahead with this deal, someone is going to sue them, obviously, for not divulging, not being truthful about this information, including possibly the SEC. What's their defense? I don't know.
Well, the SEC won't do it because they're too busy doing climate change.
That's true. They're very tied up. It's true.
DeRoy Murdoch, politically, I find this very ironic that when Elon came out and said, you know, I'm going free speech and I'm going to buy Twitter, and everyone went berserk, and everybody was against him. At least the mainstream media was against him. I love the guy, praise him every other show. But where does this leave this free speech issue? Because, I mean, all the commercial stuff that Liz is talking about is very important, and we're both ex-Wall Streeters, but really it's the political free speech part that interests me the most.
Yeah, well, there's a wonderful word in the law, which is discovery. And Elon Musk's lawyers can say, all right, we want to do discovery. Please show us the algorithms that you use to determine who gets to stay on Twitter and who does not. Show us the memos where you decided whether to keep Donald J. Trump on Twitter or not, and all that. And all that is now wide open. That can be brought into court. And if they play games and hide, they can go to jail for obstruction of justice and so on. So they're in a situation where if Elon Musk asks a question, they've got to answer it, or there will be big legal trouble.
Is the world more biased against Elon after he said, I'm voting Republican in this congressional election?
Oh, I think
I sense that.
Is the Pope
I
Catholic?
think so, absolutely. Yeah, there's a Pope Catholic, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Is Israel a Jewish state? Precisely. Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that when this first started, the idea was, well, maybe he's middle of the road, maybe he's a moderate, but he said he's thinking voting conservatively, might vote for Trump, et cetera. And so I think people now see him as much more conservative than he was. I do think that Twitter's in a funny situation, which if they engage in the kind of cancel culture they have before in the middle of all these legal proceedings, it's just going to open them up to more criticism and maybe even more legal jeopardy. So my guess is they'll probably try to behave themselves and try to keep it fairly even-keeled as best they're capable of doing.
The most likely thing, I think, is they come back with a lower price and the deal gets done,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's what Elon Musk wants. And by the way, with the huge slide we've seen in tech stocks, it makes sense that he is, you know, trying to negotiate that because the value is down, definitely. And look, there is half the country wants this deal to happen. Half the country wants an open, fair, honest social media platform, which we do not have today. In this great country, we need an open and honest and, you know, virtual town square. He is totally right about that. Half the country doesn't want it, and that's pretty amazing.
Is that asking too much?
It is asking apparently a lot.
I think we talked about this on the radio this weekend, but I think, DeRoy, one reason that Twitter is hauling him off the court and wants to force him to buy is that the difference between, where'd the stock close today? 30?
34?
30.
30?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The difference between 33 and 0 will evaporate very quickly. It's a worthless company. If he doesn't, that's what I think. It's a worthless company, and I think they're desperate right now.
Yeah, I think they want that check to be written or have that money transfer go through so these people all can get paid. And the longer they drag this out, the further down that price goes, especially if we go into recession and things get worse overall. So I think, they want to get that money into their bank accounts ASAP rather than 18 months from now.
The amazing thing is they just showed the price. It's only down $4 today. So, considering what's going on, I think what that says is Wall Street expects there to be, absolutely, a renegotiated price.
Yeah, he's the Greenspan put. He is the last safety net for Twitter.
He's so much fun.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he
Just
really
that
is.
meme? I mean, come on. How cool is that? Why didn't I think of that? Because he's smarter than I am.
The world's funniest multi-billionaire.
DeRoy Murdoch and Liz Peek, thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Coming up.